Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another weekly edition of Into the Void. This is a game between Shaggoth and Morvalax on Prion Terraces. In the top left side of the map we have the red Terran player, it is Shaggoth. And in the bottom right side of the map we have the blue Protoss player, it is Morvalax, representing Vetem. So this is Into the Void. It's our weekly exploration of Bronze and Silver League replay. If you too would like to send me a replay to cast for Into the Void, send me your Bronze or Silver League amazing game to falconpaladin@gmail.com. I'll get it to my screeners, they will see what they say, and we will get it cast if it is awesome. Today we have a special 2-for-1 edition of Into the Void. There are two good games that I just can't wait to cast to show you guys. So this is one, and we'll have the second one immediately following. Refinery coming out, I like that, and again, there is a barracks coming up too, so Shaggoth has a basic understanding of the Reaper Expand. As I say every week, your Bronze and Silver League players in Legacy of the Void are not the Bronze and Silver League players you were or played against back in Wings of Liberty. These guys are good to a certain extent. They understand basic openers, which is fine. It's a double gate opening here with 2 Assimilator coming out for Morvalax, so I don't know what this is, unless it's some kind of a double Adept type play, which it could be, assuming we see a Cybernetics core very soon here, which the timing makes sense. Look at that! Ah, see, Morvalax looks like he is going for a double Adept opening, possibly double Stalker too, but how much gas we have, I'm just going to go with Adepts instead. Perhaps he doesn't know that Adepts were nerfed, so they don't two-shot Marines anymore, but either way, I don't think we're going to see many Marines out of Shaggoth. Going immediately into a factory, has a full wall off here to deal with any Adepts that are probably coming, getting a reactor on this barracks too. I mean, these players looking good. APM for these guys, about 50 or so for Morvalax. Shaggoth sitting around 150, really spamming his fingers to the bone here. How was that probe able to scout? Let's see. Able to see the barracks and the wall, and that's it. So good walling. That's why you wall as Terran. Okay, so Cybernetics core is up. Warp gates being researched. Mothership core coming, and yes, a double Adept opening for Morvalax. So it's a one baser. One base for Morvalax. It's really hard to pull these off if you can't win early in Legacy of the Void, because, man, 2 bases can be out so soon for your opponent, and then suddenly you're out macroed, and then suddenly you're dead. So the 1-1-1 coming out here, it actually is a straight-up Destiny Cloudfist build. Command Center, Barracks, Factory, Starport, ready to go. The 1-1-1, I believe that was popularized by TLO back when he was playing Terran, back in Wings of Liberty. And it was very good. It allows you to get a good variety of units out. You can get medevacs out to shuttle around your Hellions and your Marines that you can make out of all 3 of these production structures. Just a good time. You may have not noticed, but in the background we hear Warcraft 2 music. Yeah, this is the Orc theme, the first Orc song from the CD and from the game. One of my subscribers suggested I start playing some Warcraft 2 music in the background just for the epicness, and I said that's a great idea. So here we are! My previous cast between Daishi and Sort of also has Warcraft 2 music, if you're interested in listening to that. But go back and look at that. I believe it will post probably on the same day as this one, but no guarantees about that. Tank, Marine, here come the Adepts. Are they going to walk right up that? Sonic Transfer. Sonic Transfer, do it! Sonic Transfer! Does Morvalax know he has that ability? I'm not sure he does, or he might have used it already. Projects an invulnerable shade. Oh, that can move. Oh, alright. That's how you could escape here, Morvalax. Run! Run, Adept, run for your life. Too many Marines, too many tanks here out of Shaggoth. And actually sneakily taking an expansion up here is Morvalax at the gold base. I mean, this is gold already, so I'm not sure what the benefit of doing this is, unless you're just trying to convince Shaggoth you're stuck on one base. But here comes the Terran player. He has Marines, he has a tank, and he has a Liberator. What is happening? And 3 SCVs. Is this a one base all in? Well, no, he just took an expansion, but this is some pretty heavy one base pressure, especially considering he's pulled the SCVs off the line. 26 to 24 harvesters, but again, 3 of those are not working for Shaggoth. So I think Morvalax has the advantage. Here come the pylons at just the last second. Photon overcharge, ready, set, go! No, doesn't happen. The Liberator moves out of range of photon overcharge, sets up the circle, and now Shaggoth thinks he has the contain. The tank going to go ahead and try to smash down these pylons like the naughty pylons that they are. Yep, a bunch of Marines down here throwing up a bunker on the low ground. Shaggoth thought about it, and he is. He's going to do it. Does he know about this base? Morvalax lets this finish. Holy smokes, he lets that finish. That is either gutsy or he didn't remember that it was there. Morvalax. I don't know how he gets out. What does he have? He has Stalkers, he has a Mothership Core, he has some Adepts. None of these things are good against this many tanks, 2 Liberators, and this many Marines. It's 54 to 41 total Harvesters. Shaggoth looking good, looking strong, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna go ahead and push up this ramp. Again, the bunker's probably overkill at this point, but you never know. Mothership Core coming on in. There's nothing to Photon Overcharge. The Stalkers don't want to walk in the circles of death. They really don't. Because, again, 85 damage on that Concord cannon in siege mode. Stalkers have 160 health. So that's two shots from a Liberator, and you're dead. Blink coming up. I guess Blink could help Immortal pretty good as well, I guess. I don't know. I think the Photon Overcharges were Morvalax's best effort. So here we go. Actually able to mine from here. Somehow, someway, Shaggoth does not know that base exists. Look. Nope. No idea. Does not know that it's there. Throwing up a missile turret. Moving a bunker forward. Shaggoth. Shaggoth really thinks he has opponent contained, and he doesn't. He doesn't, which could come back to bite him. Morvalax, what you got? What you got in your back pocket, man? You can't just go for Blink Stalkers. I don't think that's the answer here. Maybe air, but there are a lot of Marines, and there's that missile turret. This is a nice little contain by Shaggoth. I have to admit, he has good composition. He has good variety in his units. He's got tanks. He's got Liberators, both very good against Protoss, and the Marines, which are dead great as well. I mean, all right, Blink Stalker it is. He's waiting on that blink. Is he spending his money? He is spending his money, so he is getting +2 ground weapons. He already has +1. That's pretty good, considering the Marines have no upgrades, and neither do the tanks or the Liberators. So somewhat useful. More missile turrets, more bunkers coming in here. Shaggoth is just playing the contained game, does not know about this secret base. So it is 2 base to 2 base. They both have gold bases. But you know what? Morvalax kind of lucked out by taking the base here, to be honest. If he'd taken it here, I think he would have been dead. Here come the Stalkers and the Immortals. No, too many tanks. Run! Run! Get back up the ramp, you guys. Okay. Okay, we're back up the ramp. Resources lost. 100 by Shaggoth. 325 by Morvalax. I think those 2 Adepts possibly were part of that. +1 attack, again, is here on our Protoss player, and I'm trying to think of some advice to give here. Morvalax is supply blocked, but is making some pylons, so do try to avoid being supply blocked. Always make pylons, always make probes if you're Protoss, and apply those same statements to your other races that you may play, and you will understand the importance of not getting supply blocked. More robotics facilities coming out here from Morvalax. Maybe disruptors? A few good disruptor hits. Actually, one here, a couple here. Maybe you could clear it out, because Liberators can't deal with Purification Novas because they're not units, and they're invulnerable. Okay, so getting a Stargate, not getting a Robotics Bay, so it can't be Disruptors. Stargate, I just Void Rays. I just worry about the turrets, I worry about the Marines, I worry about the bunkers full of Marines. Okay, bunker. Nope, two bunkers full of Marines here with a little StarCraft's happy face on them. That always seems like some kind of a weird insult. The Terran shows up at your base and is like, sup, I'm building bunkers, and here's a happy smiley face to remind you of how happy you should be. Morvalax. Happily mining up here. Once again, Shaggoth? No idea. None. Zero idea. Did he just... Oh! He just recalled over to this base. Is he just going to base race this sucker? He might just base race this thing. If Shaggoth is unwilling to come up that ramp, then Morvalax might just go kill his stuff. What? Oh! Alright. Alright. I mean, they are Blink Stalkers. They can get up there, assuming they have something that can let them see up there. So Mothership Core coming. Mothership Core is coming, and an Observer is coming. There's nothing in these bunkers. There is nothing in these bunkers. All right, so the Liberators did find this base. The probes are running for their lives. Pushing on up here are the Stalkers. Go, Stalkers. Walk up the ramp, then attack. Walk up the ramp, then attack. Catching reinforcements. Shaggoth saying, what on earth is happening? How... What? Where? Is he going to move up the? Is he going to move up the ramp? Shaggoth, you're going to lose all your stuff. You have to go for the base race here, and he is. He's going to march right up the ramp. There's nothing here for Morvalax either. He took his whole army. So here it is. We are in base trade mode, ladies and gentlemen. This has been something of a base trade couple of weeks, hasn't it? All right. So SCV is getting mowed on down. I think Morvalax needs to get up this ramp. I know it's scary, but you can't. I mean, long distance mining here is Morvalax. There are Liberators set up with Defender mode circles. Can the probes get their... Nope. Nope. They just barely get inside that circle when they go to return their minerals. trying to hold the ramp is Shaggoth. No, the Stalkers are too good. The Immortals are too good. Losing a Barracks, a Marauder here. There are Widow Mines, but is there an Observer with him? Did the Observer die? I think Widow Mines might have killed the Observer, you guys. Oh, no. Widow Mines might be a big deal here. Widow Mines shot. Goodbye, Stalker. Free Stalker death there. Marines, tanks, not super showing a lot of motivation. A lot of urgency to take down this base. These guys just kind of hanging out, chilling, enjoying the weather down here in southern Prion Terraces. Flying away, Barracks. Fly, Barracks. Fly away, Command Center. SCVs, you're all going to die. How many SCVs are there? 18, 17 SCVs to 10 probes right now. Is this all the probes there are for Shaggoth? Does he have any more? Oh, he does. He does. Not probes. SCVs. He did down here. Did he send those guys home? Alright, we'll see how this thing works. The Liberators have given up their assault on the space and are allowing the probes to long-distance mining. That's insane. The Stalker is trying to deal with these buildings. Very smart indeed. That's probably going to burn down. That one's not going to burn down, and that one's not going to burn down either. So, planetary fortresses, or rather command center, is going to be very good. SCVs retreating. Oh, right into their own doom. Goodbye, SCVs. 0. No SCVs remaining for Shaggoth, but he does have command centers. He does. He has command centers. He has enough money to rebuild SCVs, rebuild those workers. All right, running around here is Morvalax. Stalker's trying to burn this one down, but this one's going to live. Shaggoth is going to go ahead and land it right here. He thankfully left just enough room to throw down a command center, even with a bunker sitting right there, kind of in the way. Orbital commands desperately trying to run to the safety of the outer edges of the map. Not going to happen. Boom! Exploding! Pieces flying off into oblivion. Widow Mines with 3 kills and 4 kills. Nice job, Widow Mines. Nicely done indeed. Building a warp prism, or trying to build one here is Morvalax. I think it might end up... Wait. No. Shaggoth. Okay. Shaggoth is going to let that thing finish. So another warp prism here with the army. And Liberator taken down. Tanks shooting from way over here to hit those guys. And no, it does end up depowering the robotics facility before the warp prism can come out. Okay, you don't have to long distance mine anymore, Morvalax. You have defense for this Nexus. So that's good. Just bring your probes over, and you can actually just mine from here now. You can feel good about doing that. It is 44 to 47 total supply. Army supply is 43 to 36. Shaggoth definitely still has that lead and still has this high ground advantage. The tanks are scary, man. The tanks are scary. I almost feel like Morvalax. Oh, he can hit that. He can hit that patch if he can see it. That's sneaky. Sending over flying tank, leaving these alive. Not the greatest choice. I don't... He knows they're there, right? Yeah, Morvalax knows that they're there. Alright. Warp Prism. Gonna head on up to deal with these units. Do not fly over those Widow Mines, Warp Prism. Your trajectory is such that you will fly over these Warp Prisms. These Widow Mines. It starts with a W. Oh my gosh. Moment of silence, please. Moment of silence. Alright, Morvalax stopped long distance mining mostly. Does he still have some workers doing that stuff? Come on, guys, get to work down here. Excellent. Replanting his gateway. Replanting his cybernetics core. Right, that's next. Morvalax, he is supply blocked. These guys are still long distance mining. Taking down the... Oh, nice pickup. Getting a medevac and a tank there for free is Morvalax. Good map awareness. Making that thing happen. All right, Shaggoth with his tanks, with his marines, standing at the top of the ramp again. Oh, it does have +1 attack, actually. Got an engineering base somewhere in there. Warp Prism. Warp Prism. Bad news, dude. More gateways coming up from Morvalax. Does he have a cybernetics core somewhere I don't see? There's a structures option. Where is that thing? Structures. Gateway, robotics facility, Nexus. Yeah, that's it. He doesn't have a cyber core. I still don't think the Protoss, for all that he did, and effectively base racing here, but allowing Shaggoth to replant that base, that was a huge deal. You have to kill those flying command centers. You have to focus those things down. Another Liberator attack setting up, and... Oh, gonna catch this thing. Blink Stalkers, go. Blink Stalkers, get it. Blinking up and can reach, and they do get the Liberator. Okay, that's a fair trade. That's a fair trade for Morvalax. Morvalax loses a worker, but army supply is now 42 to 32. So it's closer than it was, I'm going to have to say, I believe. 13 to 12 workers is essentially a reset right now. Both players have a single gold base. Shaggoth has reappropriated the Protoss base for his own use, which I can't necessarily blame him for. And who's going to be the first one to make a move? More and more Stalkers coming on. There's that Cybernetics core, more gateways. I just don't know that Stalkers are the answer because of these darn tanks. Okay, there are only 2 of them, but the bunkers are a concern. And there are more and more Marines coming out too, and Widow Mines as well. Gotta maybe replace the Widow Mines coming on down to assist. They're tired of defending buildings that are not under attack, so they're going to come down. Try to help the Terran army. Oh, good positioning here. I like that one. I really do. Concussive shells on the way. Warp Prism still in production down here. And this is costing money for Morvalax, actually. It's tying up 200 minerals that it could be using for other stuff, so cancel this. And use that for Stalkers or whatever you want down here. Another robotics facility coming up. Morvalax. Poor Morvalax. Widow Mines are slowly creeping forward here. Replacement Mothership Core has now popped out. 15 minutes into this game. Nobody wants to blink. Nobody wants to make a move quite yet. Oh, Shaggoth. Shaggoth is doing it. Shaggoth has unloaded all of his bunkers. He has his Marines. He has his tanks. He has Marauders. He has concussive shells. He's doing this thing. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Marching right on up with the support of the Widow Mines. He's going to try to kill Morvalax. Here it is. Positioning. Ready. Get set. Moving up. Sending tanks up a bit at a time. Another one. There's the Photon Overcharge. And getting a couple kills. Pulling out of range. Waiting for that to happen. No, there's the scan. Photon Overcharge. Going to burn on up here. Can the Stalkers and Immortals do this thing? Killing a lot of Marines, actually. Surprisingly well done. Pushing up the ramp again, though, is Shaggoth. He's trying to do this thing. It's very close. It is very close. 63 to 46 total supply, but the Marines aren't doing very well against the Stalkers. They're not trading as well as they could. Do they not have Stim? I don't think they have Stim, and there's no medevac support either, so that's kind of a big deal. No, they do have Stim, but there's no medevac, so they can't heal out of it. Widow Mine, again, they have little lights on their fronts, which I always thought was weird because they spend most of their time burrowed underground anyway. Getting a starport, though, is Shaggoth. Moving up, slowly moving up. Here come the Immortals. Here come the Stalkers once again. Good tank fire blinking forward with the Stalkers. Is it enough? They most get evaporated, though. The Immortals are all that is left. Those are going to die, too. I think Shaggoth has this thing. Yes, a GG out of Morvalax. GG out of Shaggoth. Morvalax has defeated. Shaggoth is victorious, and Morvalax has left the game. Well played indeed there from Shaggoth. Great contain. I kind of give him minus points for not scouting this out. But man, what a surprise when an army shows up at your front door when you think everybody's stuck inside here. That was kind of hilarious. But did not lose his wits. Flew a command center down here. Was able to mine from it. Able to rebuild most of the structures that he needed. Made a push up that ramp. Bravely push up the ramp. And won the game. So Terran wins game number 1, ladies and gents. Let's go ahead and move on to game number 2. And I will be right with you. Hey StarCraft fans, it's me again. Just wanted to let that Warcraft 2 music spin up, and let's get right on into it. In the top side of Dusk Towers of game number 2, we have the red Protoss player. It is Jadeosk, representing BOH, which as far as I'm concerned means back of house. If you've ever had a job in retail, then you know what I'm talking about. In the bottom side of Dusk Towers, we have the blue Terran player. It is OG Lupo. We're going to call him Lupo because that's really hard to say. But yes, game number 2 of our Into the Void doubleheader today. Hope you're strapped in tight after that crazy game in game number 1. What an absolute slugfest for our Bronze and Silver League play. Again, congratulations to the Terran for winning that thing. Kept his head under fire, kept his cool, some nice creative play from the Protoss, but in the end, Terran pulled it out. So, here we go. Lupo is going for a very quick barracks, even before gas. Oh, now he gets his gas going. I think that's a little bit late, though, if he's going for a Reaper. If that's not his intent, then I apologize. And yes, Gateway, Assimilator, Pylon coming up here, too, from Jadeosk. How fast are these guys playing? Pretty slow, actually. Protoss going about 30 on average. Lupo sitting around 45 or so, maybe 50 if he gets really good. Again, the early spamming isn't necessarily a good sign of a good player. We'll kind of pick that up in a few minutes when there's actually stuff happening, and we'll see what that is. Kind of try to determine these players' interactiveness in the game. Again, There are some really good players who have played very slow over the years. It's not necessarily how fast you can move your fingers if your decision making is good. And your macro is good too. Here, Lupo checking for a base. I thought he was going to try to deny it for a little bit, but no. This probe took offense though. The probe said, hey, you were going to deny the base I was taking, you jerk. I'm going to chase you all the way back home. But Jadeosk, no, go back. There we go. Go back. Go back and actually make that nexus. You'll feel so much better if you do. Cybernetics core, another gateway coming too. Not building any zealots and another gateway. So it's kind of a 3-gate, 1-base opening. He's not going for the nexus. Is this like a 4-gate that Jadeosk is trying to pull off here? No. It's a 3-gate robo facility, 1-base play with 2 assimilators. All right. All right. I like this. If this is going to be like a Depth Stalker with some immortal support, I like it very much. There is a Reaper coming out from Lupo. So, all right. I apologize, Lupo. That is what you're doing. Barracks, barracks, barracks. Is he going Mass Reaper? I don't think so. He doesn't have the second geyser. You need quite a bit of gas to make that work. Reapers are not cheap when it comes to gas. 50 gas per. Yeehaw. That comes out of your bank really fast. So SCV still hanging out where it was being chased by the probe. Did not actually go all the way home. And Stalker, Stalker, Stalker. So Stalker, Stalker, Stalker with Warp Gate technology research. I am really interested to see what Jadeosk does with this robotics facility. What you got, Jadeosk? And it is... all right, so he has one. He has one. Maybe the Observer. That's very possible here. Reaper trying to come in, but there are Stalkers everywhere. Jadeosk ready for this thing. Goodbye, Reaper. Kabam, kabam, kabam. KD8 charge blowing all those guys back. The Stalker chasing this guy down. Trapped by the pylon and then gets killed. Nicely done. Stalker, well played indeed. Lupo is taking a second expansion here. Or a first expansion, rather. Second command center. Hey, double barracks are up. What are you doing? What? Okay, just going for Tech Lab, and I'm assuming Tech. Okay, Tech Lab. What is this? Is this like a straight up Marauder push? Well, that's a reactor. All right, you guys. I mean, stay with me on this amazing journey where we watch these players make up their own builds and see what they're gonna do, because that's what Into the Void is all about. That's what I love about it, is the creativity. Stalker's coming down, and they're going to kill this SCV. No, the Reaper's coming and trying to defend its honor. Not a good look, Reapers. No. No, Reapers. Oh, Reaper. Oh, and the SCV dies anyway, leaving a giant skid mark, its body burning, and it falls into the ground. Just sad times indeed. Are you going to try to take a base now, Jadeosk? You have enough minerals to do it. There it is. Jadeosk now expanding again behind his opponent, and it's kind of a 3-Stalker opening, which I don't know. Is he making Marines out of this Tech Lab? And he's not doing anything with the Tech Lab. All right, so pro tip. If you have Tech Labs, get upgrades off them. Just do it. Or make Marauders. If you're not doing either of those things, you really shouldn't have made a Tech Lab in the first place. Stalkers taking out the Marines that are trying to defend against this one. Oh, they're going to snipe down the reactor first, not going for the supply depots. Surprising choice in Lupo's decision-making. More and more Marines coming out here. Are there enough Marines? No, they can't save the reactor, but they can chase away the Stalkers now. There we go. That's a good group of Marine buddies with their Gauss rifles. Cybernetics core is done with the Warp Gate research. Could move the Chrono Boost somewhere else, but the Protoss players I've talked to have said, don't worry about it. It's not as good a boost as it used to be. So if you kind of stick it on a building for a while that's not doing anything, it doesn't necessarily kill you like it used to. Marines heading on out. Are we going to see a third base from Lupo? I don't know. I really don't. He's just going straight up Marine, man. Marines, all day Marines, getting combat shield, getting stim. Does he have a factory so he can get medevacs? No. No, he's going a 4 racks, 2 base, straight up Marine play versus this Stalker Immortal play. A lot of money getting floated by Jadeosk here, though. 600 and 700 for minerals and gas. But saturating his second base fairly well. 26 to 29 harvesters right now. So again, pretty much right on board. Stalker sitting in the middle of the map. Looks like they were going home and then decided not to, but are still looking home, as though facing towards Mecca. Third command center for Lupo. Hey, baby, hey. Got a third command center going. Jadeosk, you're falling behind, man. More. Okay, there are factories coming up. I was going to say, if those are barracks, that's crazy talk. All right, factories. I like the play. Little supply block here from Lupo, but building command centers. All right, that's good. You should build those before you get supply blocked, but I think you can live with that. The Stalker's actually doing pretty well against these Marines. Again, they don't have stim, which is a problem. They don't have combat shield, which is a problem. Marauder, much more useful, but focusing down. Look at that target firing from Jadeosk. Oh, he gets it. But 2 Stalkers die immediately. Another one dies. The Marines now have the upper hand. Stalker, run. Stalker. Oh, Stalker. That was a pretty good death animation. Like this big poof of blue smoke went poof as it died. Do they always do that? All right, Robotics Bay coming up here too, possibly for Disruptors. Oh, man. Disruptors and Into the Void? Come on. Oh, Colossus. All right, Colossus are good too. I'm okay with Colossus here. 6 minutes in, we got Colossus coming out from Jadeosk. Lupo. Gateway, 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 gateway. Holy shamoly. No workers on these assimilators, which is a problem. If you're going Colossus, you know how much gas those things are? 200 gas. Look, 200 gas per Colossus. You need these. You need these. Always put workers on gas. Just do it. Just do it. Lupo taking refineries too. He needs gas, even though he's making pretty much straight Marines right now. Okay, he does have some tanks coming out of that factory. One of the factories anyway. This factory doing absolutely nothing, which is always a bit of a problem. Has not really fully saturated his second base either, but these things can be improved, ladies and gents. Man, I love this music so much. So much. What other stories I have about Warcraft 2? Oh, yeah. Remember how multiplayer for Warcraft 2 just basically boiled down to whoever can get bloodlusted ogres first pretty much wins the game? I mean, their equivalent for human was Paladin, right? So you could heal, but the heal was not nearly as good as the DPS those bloodlusted ogres could put out. So for a while there, I mean, pretty much as far as I know, still currently in the meta of Warcraft 2, if you're playing, is just get bloodlusted ogres, get it more than your opponent, and go win the game. They never really managed to balance the multiplayer all that well. They really focused on multiplayer in StarCraft when that came out, which I always thought was interesting because they actually had to balance 3 races instead of 2, and they did it pretty well. I mean, for a long time, Zerg, Protoss, Terran, back in StarCraft, back in Brood War, was very even. Indeed, I never felt like any race necessarily had a huge upper hand. I remember watching, even as recently as like 2008, 2009, there were still professional StarCraft Brood War tournaments going on in Korea, and I'd download those replays and just watch them and just be amazed. Like, Mech Terran was a thing against Protoss. Protoss had a lot of Dragoons going. They used Reavers. I mean, it was fun stuff. I should maybe see if I can find some of those and cast those in StarCraft 1. That, I like that idea. Hey, let me know in the comments if you want me to do that. If you want to see some Brood War professional play coming your way from Falcon Paladin, because I think that'd be pretty interesting. All right, Stalker is moving in, taking shots from those tanks. You cannot overestimate the worth of tanks in a Terran army on going against a Stalker heavy foe. I really don't think you can, because look, plus armored, 50 damage, and guess what? Stalkers are armored. 160 hit points there, 3 shots, and they're gone. Plus the splash damage they do, just brutal. Immortal here, Colossus here. I like the Colossus play with this heavy Marine play that Lupo's trying to pull off. Colossus are not that great. Their damage was nerfed, but they still do, what, 13 damage times 2, 26 damage, and a range of 6. They can still burn up Marines pretty darn fast if they don't have any medevacs healing them. If the Colossus can stay alive, that's kind of part 2. More Colossus coming out. Stargates coming up. 2 Stargates from Jadeosk. Okay, maybe mixing this up just a little bit. I'm interested to see what's going to come out of those things. Carriers, maybe? Yes, carriers. Let's do carriers, everybody. We have a stalemate. We have a situation in the 6th grade dance where the girls are on one side of the room and the boys are on the other side of the room, and nobody is brave enough to make a move over and go ask somebody else to dance. I guess that SCV tried, but the girls actually eviscerated him, so the boys moved back a little bit. That ever happened when you were a kid? Oh, walking in, though, the Marines, Colossus count looking great. Like I said, just absolutely tearing through these Marines. The Marauders staying alive fairly well. The Stalkers doing their own thing, too, and absolutely Ring of Death. Ring of Death. Pushing up now, Jadeosk trying to feel this thing, going after the tanks. But Stalker count getting burned alive here. No more Stalkers left. And the Colossus unsupported really don't want to be in there. So again, they won the battle, but they kind of lost the war as the tanks cleared them out. Anyway, what I was going to say, when you're younger, there's a fleet beacon on the way. Yeah, so you have like the girls on one side, boys on the other side. Some boy goes over to ask a girl out, and she just says no, and just absolutely crushes the confidence of every other boy on that side of the room. And they're like, well, that was fun. I guess we'll go home now because none of us have any belief in ourselves anymore. 6th and 7th grade, such a wonderful, wonderful time for children. More and more Stargates coming up. Jadeosk, I think, is just straight going carrier now. He says, you know what? Go ahead and prepare for Colossus. Keep that Marine count low, if you don't mind. Nope, still making Marines. Lupo, unfortunately, is not making units to counter the Colossus, as we can see here. He did not lose from that first battle, which might explain why he's still in silver or bronze. But it might actually help him in this game because carriers are on the way, and Marines are pretty good against carriers as long as they focus the body of the carrier and not the interceptors. Also, Widow Mines, very good against interceptors. One big Widow Mine hit can take out, 10 or 11 interceptors. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy, and here comes a drop. Lupo. Dun, dun, dun. Moving up. Can he get stuff done? Can he kill things? Tempest coming out too for Jadeosk. I'm not sure what those would be for, unless you think battle cruisers are coming. But as it stands, I think you'd be okay just going straight carrier, my friend. All right, here comes Lupo. Bypassing this third base entirely, which is utterly undefended. He could do so much damage there and then stopping. Lupo. Awareness Lupo. Okay, so here's our APM now. 70 plus or so for Lupo. 70 plus as well for Jadeosk. So yeah, these guys can get that APM up when they need to. Oh my gosh, is he double pronged attacking? And into the Void game, a double observer scouted this out. This guy is extra scouted. He is so scouted. Liberator here has no interest in actually going anywhere, which is a bit of a concern. And how's that carrier count looking? Looking good, looking healthy. 2 carriers, only 2? I guess the Tempests are kind of throwing me off too. In production, 2 more carriers. Any upgrades? Yes, getting +1 air weapons too. Excellent. Excellent. All right, so this is the part where silver and gold players kind of fall apart. It's where they need to keep expanding. They need to keep making workers. As you can see, they both stop making workers entirely at about 50 and 40, respectively. You really need to get up to higher than that. 60, 70, 75, depending on how many bases you have. But see, they're just focused on other stuff too much. They're focused on compositions, building things, and they kind of lose the macro side of stuff. And Lupo, in fairness, is trying to do a lot of things at the same time. Colossus has 12 kills. Clean that up. Another attempted drop down here. Lupo. Colossus ready to go for this one too, saying we can't shoot up, but we sure can prevent you from dropping any Marines here because you know what will happen to them. Widow Mines. It's a nice little triangle of Widow Mines here. Dink, dink, dink. It's like the Triforce of Widow Mines. Liberator changes its mind, says, you know what? I feel like I was going to kill some stuff, but I guess there's a photon cannon there, which is a little scary. Did take some shots. I suppose that's what happened. Got a little bit too close to the cannon and got chased away. Come on, Jadeosk. Keep making those probes. If you're making carriers, you need so much gas. So much gas. Finally has those assimilators taken, and these ones too. So, all right. So, is on 6 assimilators. Oh, no. Those ones are out. Jadeosk, expand. Expand. You need more gas income. I know it's scary. I know it's scary. I know there's a dropship out there, which you can see, and I know there's a Liberator out there too, but just take this base. You will feel so much better about yourself if you do. Okay, we're going to focus. Ooh, Vikings. Vikings coming out. Did he scout those carriers? He doesn't know about the Stargates. Why? Oh, wait. I guess he's getting Vikings for the Colossus. So once again, Lupo does not scout, does not have any idea really what his opponent is doing, but kind of looks into the right strategy anyway. He's getting additional starports. Nope, it's not starports. Yeah, starports. Wow, starports and more Vikings, and the Vikings are going to be brilliant against those carriers. Especially because, look at this, 14 versus armored, and guess what? Carriers are armored, mechanical, and they are massive. Pushing out with the Colossus, pushing out with the carriers and the Tempest. Can he win this battle? Or are the lucky Vikings going to be the end of the Protoss player? It's entirely possible. He is pumping out so many Tempests, so many three carriers at once, but 4 Vikings at a time. Coming out, sneaky third base from Jadeosk. There you go. Good man. Good man taking that base. I believe in you. I believe in you, Jadeosk. I believe in the power of the carrier, which again seems a little overpowered at lower levels. Widow Mine shots getting absorbed by the carriers. That's fine. That's totally fine. Or absorbed by the Colossus, rather. And here it is, coming right on in. Colossus, that does end up getting exploded. Tempest taking shots off too. Observer hanging on out. And coming up again with the Marines, with the Vikings. Are they focusing? Yes, they're focusing down the carriers. Carrier exploding. Another carrier going to die. Lupo. Lupo. With a Viking ball that he thought he was going to use for Colossus. Instead turns out to be super useful against everything else that the Protoss player was making. More carriers coming in. Are they enough to save the day? 3 carriers possibly going to do this thing. Now they're... Look at that, man. Look at Lupo go. He's focusing on the body of the carriers, but it doesn't matter. The carriers managed to take those suckers out. They're killing the medevacs. Boop. They killed the marauders. Keep pushing in here, man. Go. Go. Move. These guys can't stop you. Unless there's a detector here. All right. Widowmine shots going off on the interceptors. As I predicted, bam. Big hit there. 9 kills on that Widowmine. But now it's gone. Tanks exploding too. Continuing to push with the carriers. Goodbye, command center. And Marines straggling on out. Another big group of Vikings here. But Stalkers. Stalkers, go get them. Stalkers, go get the Vikings. Focus down the Vikings. The Marines are good to kill too, I suppose. But look how fast the carriers died of these Vikings. Whoa. Is there one that's going to survive? It's going to be very close indeed. And 3 hit points. 3 hit points on that carrier with 11 kills. Moving on down are more groups of Marines just dying. Losing this pace would be a huge deal. And what killed that carrier? Something killed the carrier. Orbital command exploding too. A lot of missile turrets here. The base is gone. Lupo's income is gone. Look at the huge swells, though, of Vikings that Lupo is able to produce. This is nuts. 5 at a time. But guess what's really good against Vikings? Stalkers. Stalkers super good against Vikings. Good decision by Jadeosk to go for that. So many dead workers, though. Goodbye, SCVs. I need to stop saying goodbye. Taking out this tech lab. Kaboosh. Exploding the reactor, going after landed Vikings. Are the Stalkers good enough to take out landed Vikings? They don't feel like they are. So Jadeosk is going to back on out here. Long distance mining with those workers. 44 to 36 harvesters. Oh, Lupo still has more workers than our Protoss player does. Again, the Protoss player has a 4th base he hasn't done anything with in approximately 5 minutes. Jadeosk has not made any more workers here. He is actually moving his idle probes around to different places, so that's good. And look at this transfer. Hey. A transfer, moving them up here. Excellent decision. More probes would be nice, but still making so many Vikings. Is Lupo going to do this thing with straight Viking? I guess Viking Marine? Interesting play. Maybe a charge lot? Charge lot Immortal Stalker? I'm trying to think of what composition Jadeosk wants to go for. No, Void Rays. Void Rays are not your answer, Jadeosk. You saw how many Vikings there were. You saw how many Lupo was able to create. Switch it up. Go to the ground. Colossus are not the answer either, Jadeosk. Oh boy. All right. For all my Protoss fans out there, I apologize. I really do. I do not see this going well for Jadeosk at all. But we got to see carriers. We did. We got to see these Vikings absolutely wreck face. Lupo pushing up here at the 19-minute mark. Is he going to find blood? Is he going to find stuff to kill? He's not going to find this base. I'll bet you $5 he never ever sees this base for the rest of the game. Never discovers it. Nope. It might as well not exist as far as he's concerned. Dancing around the middle here, though. I like this positioning. Just trying to see if anybody comes on out. Any armies for Jadeosk. But Jadeosk is just going the absolute incorrect decision. Jadeosk. I mean, Stalker count good. I like this. I like the +1/+1/+1 that he has. That's fun. The Marines do have +1 themselves, and they do have stim, and they have a medevac. Here comes another big attack. Here we are. Stalkers trying to do what they can, but the Marines trying to burn through. The Colossus trying to burn as many possible. The Colossus die almost immediately. That Viking count is high. Vikings are absorbing hits coming from the surround, though. The backside, though, are these Stalkers. And again, killing the Vikings, not really what you need to be doing right now. You've got to kill these Marines. They're the super threat, and they're just going for it. Lupo is just marching right on up into this 3rd base. The Vikings are going to land. Once again, are the Stalkers afraid of this? They need to get up there. They need to go. They cannot be afraid. Who's going to win this thing? Stalker versus landed Viking plus Marine. I think the Stalkers got this thing. They are slowly getting whittled down, but all the Vikings are getting destroyed here too. And yes, the Stalkers win the day. The Stalkers win the day. The last Viking is gone. Landed Vikings are bad. Holy smokes. Never land your Vikings, people. I mean, unless you're just killing workers or something, in which case you'll probably be fine. But, okay. Okay. Jadeosk might be all right. Still making Colossus. Still making Marines is Lupo. So we're kind of back to where we were a few minutes ago, where it was just Marine versus Colossus, and we saw how that one went. Lupo is actually lifting this command center and going to land it over here. So smart, but all these SCVs are coming unescorted. Oh no, SCVs, look out. Stalker versus a Marine ball here. These Stalkers are distracted. They need to be up here helping. Come help, go help, and they are. They're going to help. They're trying to snipe down what they can. The Marines are getting absolutely burned alive right now. Killed to death by the particle disruptors that are being wielded by the stalkers. All the medevacs are gone too. It is 60 to 57 total supply, but I think a lot of that is workers. 43 workers for Lupo right now. Army supply is looking at 12 versus 24. SCV is trying to fight for their lives here, and it's usually okay to do this against Stalker in the early game, but these Stalkers are upgraded, man. +1/+1/+1. So hard to kill. One Stalker may fall. No, the blink! The clutch Gosu blink out of Dusk. And he gets it. I mean, he's letting these guys hang out, and they could mine if they wanted to, but they're not. Marines! Oh, no! Marines coming from the top side. Jadeosk, turn around. Jadeosk, turn. You're not going to get the command center. It's being repaired, Jadeosk. Oh, he turned around too late. It's too late. The Marines do end up taking down the Stalkers. Oh, they had it. Another group of Stalkers coming down here, too. Getting that +2 ground weapons is not going to be here yet. Oh my gosh. 13 to 34 army supply. Running once again are these SCVs, and the Stalkers coming right on up, getting rid of these Marines. I think they're going to win this one too. The upgrade's just super good on the Stalkers. As long as they're focusing on their task, they can do anything. 4 more Marines come up, die almost immediately. Colossus is here to assist. SCVs repairing this command center, which seems a little bit useless, as now they're in a great place for the Stalkers and the Colossus to burn them all down, and that's it! Hey, a GG from Lupo. Jadeosk. Jadeosk is our victor. Lupo's defeated, and Lupo has left the game. Yahoo! What a game by Jadeosk. What a comeback by Jadeosk. I thought for sure he was dead. He lost that carrier army. He was continuing to make void rays, but the Stalkers saved him. Stalker in PvT is not exactly the greatest thing. I mean, they don't do well with upgraded Marines and Marauders, but man, if those Marines aren't very well upgraded and you have a lot of Stalkers, you can do this. You can do it. So well played to Jadeosk. Lupo, really, I think Lupo might have technically been, I don't want to say the better player, but he did a better job with the macro and the micro, I would say. Focusing down those carriers, focusing down the Colossus. Some questionable decision making, but man, Jadeosk playing above his station and gets it done. All right, so that's it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin with your double header into the void this week. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the Warcraft 2 music, and you take care of yourself.
Broken and ashamed by what you have done. There is no redemption, and so you must run. And it's taken your heart and broken your soul. You cannot go back until you're made whole. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, there's a light upon you, and you follow it on, looking for a reason and a way to atone. All around you, the planets waters. You're lost in a maelstrom of a great new unknown. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion when push comes to shove? And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void. And you're running into the void.